Hi there, Aquarians. Welcome to your September 2014 Runescope with me. My name is Amanda. Just a quick reminder to watch the video for your rising sign as well if you know it. That can sometimes be more accurate than your sun sign, or it can just give you a bit more information about other areas that may be lit up for you in September, other issues you may be dealing with. Usually the combination of the two, sun sign and rising sign, can give you a pretty accurate guide of what might be going down with you in your world in September. Of course, the only way to get a reading specifically for you is to contact me and set up an appointment. I do those on Skype. It's $65 for a half-an-hour session. Just drop me a line at the email address shown in this video somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Or it's also below in the details section. Just drop me a line and we'll get that set up. It can take me a few days to get back to you sometimes. It just depends on how many people are ahead of you, but I promise I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can and get that scheduled. But last month I did use the stones, the rune stones instead of the cards. And I asked people to let me know which they prefer, and an overwhelming majority prefer the stones. So I am going to stick with those majority rules here on Runescopes, if nowhere else. But I'm also, for those of you who prefer tarot cards, I mean, I haven't used those in any of my videos. The cards I've been using have been runes all along. The only difference with the stones is that they're stones. And the way I cast them, but I still use the same positions. The readings are still really exactly the same, but I am going to go ahead and put out one tarot card for each position as well, for those of you who are more comfortable with the cards. And I use both in my private readings, as those of you who have gotten one with me will know. But we'll try that and see if that keeps the masses happy. But let's take a look here, Aquarians. What will help the most of you the most for September 2014? Okay, let's see what we've got here. All right, let's just lay out a tarot card for each position here. Okay. Okay, Aquarians. Your challenge for the month of September seems to be to see the positive in someone. And this may be somebody who they're making it very difficult for you to either stay on good terms with them or for you to deal with them. So your challenge is to, and you know what, there's a sense of fakeness that comes with this. Like, you'll have to be fake or inauthentic. And for Aquarians, I mean, that's a tall order, because it's just not your normal MO. Plus you're a fixed sign, so it's just kind of like you are the way you are, and this is it. This is who I am. If you don't like it, you can lump it. But for whatever reason, and the circumstances will be different for all of you, either you care a lot about this person and you really want to keep them in your life, so you're willing to kind of do whatever's necessary. Or maybe this is somebody, a coworker you have to work with, so you have to maintain like a good working relationship to keep your job, so that you don't endanger your job or a project. And maybe this is somebody you're working on a creative project with, Aquarius, and you need their expertise, you need their skills, but maybe your personalities aren't really in line. Maybe you don't see eye to eye on some other fundamental type thing. So yeah, that's your challenge, Aquarius. But what I'm seeing is that you can achieve this goal. You may, I hope there's something left of your tongue by the end of September, because you'll be biting it. You will be biting your tongue. But it's like you're going to turn a corner here. It's not going to stay like this relationship. So either, you'll complete the project and then you can move on, or your behavior, kind of being the bigger person, being the more, handling it in a more adult manner, will eventually serve as an enlightenment to whomever this other person is. So just keep that in mind. It's not always going to be this, you're not always going to have to put this much effort into not rocking the boat or keeping things kind of smooth sailing. Some of you, this may have to do with your children, or you know, maybe maybe you're a teacher. I mean, so this could also play into work. But yeah, I mean, you could be trying to turn someone around, turn a child around, get them to be more positive, maybe draw them out of their shell, get them to be more creative, or maybe get them involved and a little more social. So you may, this with the Sun card, that can sometimes have something to do with children. And if it is, I mean, and if that's the case, again, you can achieve this goal. I mean, it's just going to take, and it may be through creativity that you can kind of bring a child out of his or her shell. If you know what they're skillful at, really encourage them in that. That'll give them the confidence. And that's what that can mean, is that, somebody needs their confidence built up. Maybe you're dealing with someone who has low self-esteem, or a child that has low self-esteem and just needs to be built up, needs to understand that we all have our own particular gifts, and they're not all the same. But they are all necessary. So that may be your challenge, Aquarius. Again, it'll work in different ways. Those were just examples, but that's going to be the challenge. But the help that's going to be available to you is you do have somebody that is going to be supporting you and also giving good advice. And it's coming up, this person's coming up as the King of Swords. I don't know if you can see this card here. I'll show it here. King of Swords. So that's going to be most likely an air sign, or someone with those qualities, a Libra, Gemini, or another Aquarius, who is, it's like this person is going to tell you when to back off. And I think this is like directly related to your challenge of the month, because normally the advice position is, or the help position is, it's what's going to help you deal with this. So yeah, there's this person's going to be like, you have now taken these actions. Sit back and let this person respond. This person may just be a bit more suspicious, or a little bit more cautious than you about this relationship. So it's like he, and it doesn't have to be a he, but for a lot of you, with it being the King of Swords, it will be a male. So this could be your spouse, or your father, or somebody who is just cautioning you to maybe not get your hopes up about this particular relationship or this particular goal. And to know when to back off and let things unfold a little bit. But I do see joy coming up for you through a new influence. It looks like, and I want to mention here too, this can be a new creative project that's challenging you. Also in September, Aquarius, with these, with the combination of the Sun card with these runes, it can be a goal, a creative project, something that you've been trying to get off the ground, something that you have been trying to push ahead, but it's going to take a lot of effort. And that may be why it's coming up as a challenge. But I do think that if you put the effort in September, Aquarius, you are going to get very positive results. There's a lot of joy associated with this. There's a new influence coming in for you. And this is something that it's a karmic reward. So, I do think that there is... and this can also signify maybe you doing something, if this was a relationship with another person, you seeing or talking or having a really good exchange with this person, or and it's going to bring you a lot of joy, and you'll feel that you are starting maybe anew with an old relationship. You've turned the page and wiping the slate clean and all those other cliches, and you are now able to move forward with this relationship and to a more positive place than it's been. So this could be something that's been kind of hung up in, delays for a while. And so for some of you, this may be a joyous occasion. This may be, so you may be attending a wedding or a baby shower, something like that, a graduation, or just a party, a birthday party. But for those of you who are invited to an event in September, you know, like this, some kind of celebration, you should definitely go, because there's someone that you could meet there. And for some of you, this may be a romantic, karmic connection. It's actually any connection that you make at this event looks to be karmic with this card coming up here. I mean, actually with this rune coming up here, but yeah. And so this is going to be somebody you're going to feel like you've known before. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a friend, but it is a relationship that's going to make you very happy. So it's like if you've had this kind of trouble with someone else, it's interesting that when we start maybe kind of leaving relationships behind, or if they're in transformation, new people will come in to kind of take their place, or kind of rejuvenate us, just focus our attention elsewhere. But yeah, this is a karmic reward. Those of you who have been dealing with legal issues, you know, I think a lot of you are going to get a result, a harvest in September from this. So you may get the payout, you may get the settlement, the divorce may be final and everything worked out. Yeah, and again, it's like you've earned this, whatever this is you have coming to you, these rewards in September. So Aquarius, really looking good for you in September. A lot of stuff coming back to you, relationships getting back on track. With the Knight of Swords reversed, though, the thing that can't be changed about September is there's going to be somebody trying to start trouble. And Knight of Swords reversed is somebody who can cut with words. Again, another air sign, like yourself, but, you know, or someone with those qualities. Doesn't have to be a male, but it could be. And this would be somebody a little bit younger, probably late teens, in their 20s. You know, they may say something that's hurtful. For some of you, this may be this same person that you're trying to maintain this good relationship with, or trying to maintain this new beginning with. And, you know, because this was coming up as your challenge. And you know, so I don't think that, I think that's what's going to make it a challenge for you, is that this person is still being very disruptive and just not acting like him or herself, and behaving in ways that, it's like they're a different person. It's like they're a different person in a lot of ways. And, but there's something unexpected around this in September, and it may just be that, you know, it comes out of nowhere, or, you know, they may take offense, this person may take offense at something that you said that's rather innocent, and you don't understand, you know, I don't understand what the problem is. Just know that that's not going to wreck things. I mean, even if there is yet another disagreement just when you thought this was back on track, you know, it will get better with time. And honestly, I think this relationship, no matter what is going on, is going to improve with time. With this rune, it's an indication of, you know, things are going to get better, but it's not going to be overnight. It's just going to take a while. So patience is going to be pretty necessary. But you do have the World card here, and it is in reverse, but that doesn't mean that, you know, it's not necessarily immediately a bad thing when it's turned upside down. The World is actually still a very positive card when it's in reverse. So, I mean, there's something in your world is different, but you're adjusting. I mean, you're adjusting to the changing relationships, or trying to. And you know, it's not going to be maybe completely smooth sailing, but it's looking pretty good, because you've got either another relationship or a creative project or something else that you're invested in that's bringing you a lot of joy. You're able to express yourself, and it's just very satisfying to you. For some of you, this may be something you should have been doing all along. So if you've been questioning what you're doing for a living, or questioning your career direction or anything like that, you may be, you know, finding that you have a gift for something creative. And this may be something that you've always wanted to do, or always been drawn to, but just never thought you had the skills or aptitude for it, and you're finding out that you most certainly do. So creative expression is such a great way to, you know, kind of get things out. So whatever you do, you know, whatever you create, whatever comes from you, or comes from your emotional self, is going to be very satisfying to you in September. And I do see a new beginning. There's a new action that you take regarding this. You know, I feel like you've been thinking about it for a while, because with the Ace of Rods, that means we're taking an action. We're taking a first step taking a first action to take an idea and manifest it. And for a lot of you, this may happen. Now, some of you, this could be just you're moving. You've decided you want to move. You're going to look and try to find a new place to live. For some of you, it may be you've decided to change jobs. That may go back to this. You're like, you know what? I want to start my own business, or I want to get out of this job. I hate it. So yeah, I mean, there's a shift or a change. For some of you, this may just be a soul's journey. I mean, it may be a way you're behaving and you're like, I'm gonna stop this. Maybe you're gonna quit smoking, you're gonna quit drinking. I mean, there's some kind of behavior that you want to stop, and you're gonna take first steps to do that in September. And you know, there may be a few initial hiccups, you know, or it may have a slow start, but it's quickly going to pick up. And so yeah, anything you start in September, it will gain momentum. You know, there may be a few, maybe things you didn't anticipate that you have to kind of run into and have to deal with before, like you could start your own business, or maybe you want to have decided you want to change jobs, but now there's just not much out there, so you kind of have to wait for the opportunities. But again, patience. Whatever you decide in September will come to fruition. You are going to manifest that. And with rods, I mean, it's really not going to take very long. It just may not be, you know, today or tomorrow, or you know. So some of you may just be buying a new car. I can't remember if I said that, but that may be another way this works, because this is the rune of travel. So it can also mean that you've decided to take a trip that you've always wanted to take, or that you started planning it, or maybe you just up and go. You know, so and that may be like, if you do decide, okay, I'm just gonna go. I've always wanted to go to this place. I've always, you know, and that can mean the world card too, can mean world travel. And with the reverse, it can mean, yeah, maybe like if you decide I'm gonna go right now, you may run into some difficulties getting good prices on things, but yeah. And so just do your research in September. You know, if you are not wanting to go right now, do your research in September, get started on it, and you know, you can manifest this, and it will be a very beneficial journey for you. So that is what I see for September, Aquarius. I do hope that was helpful, and I'll see you back here in October.